Let me get to our good friend. You know, we're the only morning show. Well, first of all, we're televised, but we're the only morning show that has a psychotherapist aboard as we analyze and psychoanalyze, I guess, the political goings on. It's great fun. Please welcome our good friend, psychotherapist Jill Payne from Houston. Good morning, Jill, on Skype. How you doing?
Good morning, Sam.
Look at you looking lovely with the sun and the blue blouse and the big sign behind you promoting your book. Outstanding. Outstanding. All right. What are we analyzing today, psychotherapist?
Well, I thought we would talk about how boundaries are affecting our 2016 election. I'm thinking we should call it the boundary election because there are boundary issues going all over the place on this election. And we'll talk about Bernie Sanders since you were just talking about him. Just want to explain what boundaries are to people. I want people to think of them as an invisible line in the sand that separates you from another person, and it defines our rules and our limits. And Robert Frost said it best in his poem, "Good fences make good neighbors." That's what I like that.
So what kind of border, like when you say border, so like I think Bernie's a socialist. I think he's a joke. I think he needs to, move, but that's freedom of speech and everything. What kind of boundaries are there with Bernie Sanders, for instance, that would...
Well, okay, him personally, let's talk about him personally because our personal boundaries are going to affect how we believe, right, and our rules. So his personal boundaries, I was looking him up, and he was a protester in I think it was 1963 in Chicago, and he resisted arrest. And he's always been for the underdog. He's passionately angry, which works with the crowds. It doesn't work when he's trying to get his issues across with his colleagues. When he was a representative, it said that he would push people away with the way he represented himself. So that means he was overstepping the boundaries. Interesting.
This is why we have a psychotherapist. You understand, folks, on the show? So he's pissed off. He's angry. He's not happy. Probably not very regular. Needs more bran and water in his diet. And
he may be relating with these people too, as an underdog.
Right. Well, it's one thing to be an underdog, but it's to be cranky. You're right. Cranky and anger. That's Bernie Sanders. That's his boundary.
Right. What do you think when you look at him?
He's a cranky, angry man. I mean, he's just miserable.
Right.
Listen, we can all disagree. I always gravitate toward those who embrace happiness.
Right.
And my best friends around me, and my buddy David, who's texted me during the show, and Tony and Fred and Don, and the whole posse, everybody's got their plate full of agita, but they have happiness. You don't ever see Bernie Sanders as being generally happy about something, a day off, a birthday, an anniversary, whatever. You're right. He's miserable.
And this passion is hitting the millennials. And the millennials are the largest group. They beat the baby boomers. So he's getting a lot of votes. Now, they don't realize what he's preaching. Right. He's not just preaching socialism. He's preaching collectivism. Now, collectivism, I'm just going to give you the gist of it, is basically we're individualism here in America. So we do help other people. We do it because of freedom of choice. In collectivism, it's more the group is what is important, and you come second. So people lose their identity, and the bad thing about it is if the group is thought of as bad or blamed about something, you get blamed.
Jill Payne joining us, psychotherapist on the show. I like that. All right, what about Hillary? What are her? Wow. Does she even have borders and boundaries? She's disgusting.
I'm feeling bad for her because her weakness is coming through because, remember we talked about her upbringing with, she had an abusive father, an emotionally abusive father, trying to win favor with him. And because of that, her boundaries are enmeshed. And you can see that because Bill Clinton, if someone has an affair, one affair, I can understand, forgiving, trying to work it out. He's had multiple. So that would be considered abusive behavior, and she's accepting it. So therefore, her boundaries are a little bit skewed, and and you can see how they affect her thinking on issues. For the emails example, she was using the emails for two types of activities, and it really needed to be for one. So that was a breaking of a boundary.
Ooh!
See how it overflows.
I like this.
Do you like that? So this sort of overflows, and then when she was going to give her husband a position, that also shows that she's weak, because she is the one that needs to be the person. She's so enmeshed that she's including her husband. Does that make sense?
Wow.
Instead of being, it's sort of like the collectivism. She's with him. She relates with him. She identifies with him. And she needs to be her own woman.
Psychotherapist Jill Payne, chatwithjill.com. Met her through our good friends at HBU. Charles Backers. I got to call CB. I haven't talked to him in about a month or two. And then
what do you think about what I just said with him?
It's go. Okay, look. Okay. You're like way above my pay grade in intelligence level. So when you're talking about the boundaries and her father and then Bill and then the abusive relationship of him cheating, and I'm like, wow. A, two things pop into my head, Jill. A, that makes an incredible amount of sense.
Okay.
And B, starting Monday, I bet you 4 other AM radio stations will now have psychotherapists on the air talking about the candidates.
Or calling in and arguing with us, I don't know.
I bet you by Monday, 700, 740, they'll be like, you need a psychotherapist. Quick, get one. Have them analyze the candidates. It's a damn good thing. Good stuff. Jill Payne, our psychotherapist, stopping by. Very good conversation today. I like you really.
Can I say one thing about Trump?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Real quick. Yes.
We must not forget Trump.
Okay.
Trump. Someone called him political. No, what did they say? They said politely aggressive because of his name calling.
Right.
And so, if you saw the way he handled himself with the media, because remember, you do this. You said you were helping the young people cope with the media. Mm-hmm. It's as though he took your course. I think he did it beautifully. He didn't do name calling so much. He held back. He said some things. He did not name call.
Does he have boundaries, though? Real quick, I got 20 seconds. Does he even know what a boundary is?
I do. I think he has pretty strong boundaries. I think that the one issue is that he does do name calling. He could curb that a little bit. That's stepping over other people's boundaries. Other than that, I'm seeing if you follow him out, people will call him out on things, and he turns it right back at him.
Psychotherapist Jill Payne. Pleasure to have you on our show. Chatwithjill.com.
It's a pleasure to be on your show.
We helped Jill with her website, and we're thrilled to help along because you're a sweetheart. Glad we met through Houston Baptist University, the great college on the freeway.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Okay. Adios. Bye.
Adios.